King. Behold. Behold. Beam weapon changes are live. So live. The livest they have ever been. They are popping off of the stream. Pushing through my voice box and killing me instantly. Anyway, beam weapon changes are live and they're pretty sweet. Let's talk about beams. Yes, exactly. Oh, Kirkacity, bringing it in strong, I see. Sam and Lucas, welcome. Messiah of Rodents, hello. Sean Montgomery, hello. Cal Cross, hello. Lucas, I'm here. What's up? Lucas, I have a special. Listen, folks, this is a zero form of phage. Oh, I mean, with like a catalyst, but like, you know, it's pretty good. This is pretty strong. As a matter of fact, I'm not entirely sure that I think this is worth investing anything more into. As you can see, we have the mythical 105.4% status. Yes. Yeah, beam weapon. Let's just, you know, friggin' screw the intro. Let's go show what this does. I, like, don't even have words for the phage. Like, you have come so far, my child. Like, my little phage, you have come so far. Oh, it's so, It's so good. So good. A corgi dog, hello. Little corgi, how are you today? Samuel, hi, welcome to the follow. Thank you for the stream. That's, Zany Pants 2018, new channel motto. Day Sketcher, Great Mayhem, welcome. So folks, beam changes. That's what we're doing today. Late night Dynamite stream, beam changes. Let's do this. I have to put, I got to do like social media updates. So we're going to do that. But while I'm typing those, we can all freak out about the phage. Zero form of phage versus a bunch of, you know, the usual squad. Why not? Let's put them at like level 80. I did it with level 100 before and I was like actually pretty satisfied, but I think that's a little unfair. It's a zero forma phage. Like, come on. Like, at level 80. Be reasonable. Okay, ready? That's a lot of crowd control right there. Listen, that's a lot of control, and now watch when you focus it. So I'm going to focus it this time. You aim to focus it if you haven't used this weapon before. And then it stays focused, you can unfocus. Look at that! That's pretty fast! Look at that time to kill! This is zero form of phage! It has punch through and stuff? Like, wait, it does have punch through, right? Yeah, sure it has punch through. I'm not entirely sure it has punch through. Look at that, that's quite fast. Like, especially considering the enemies are getting knocked down, so like I'm not hitting them that consistently. And like this thing has innate viral damage, so once you strip the armor off, which you do because the tentacles each deal a status every second, or a lot of status. Anyway, it's crazy. Like, look, that's a lot of damage. Like, look at that. Like, it's a lot of CC. You just do this in an area, and like everyone is knocked down. Like, it's pretty good. Look at, now that's a lot of damage. Now that's a lot of damage. Look at that. Oh my god, it's really, it's pretty sexual. Especially because you like kind of do something funny to this weapon to like reload it, as you just saw. Anyway, so yeah, this weapon is pretty special now. It has a pretty special place in my heart now. So, Cortel, welcome back. Madkins, welcome back. What is it with people calling people daddy? Well, there's like that kink, but I think with me it's that people have this ongoing joke that I am fatherly somehow. I don't know. For me, I don't think it's exactly that for me, but correct me if I'm wrong, audience. But I have a feeling it's not the same as the kink. Anyway, the phage on Zero Forma with 100% status is like pretty legit. Like, it's actually pretty good. Which is a bit messed up. Like, I'm a little, I don't know how to feel. Like, does it deserve this? Do we deserve this? How hard does this weapon, like, what, we got to pull up the patch notes. What mastery rank did this weapon become? Like, is it now, like, hard to get? Because I remember it being, like, not a big deal to get when I got it before. And seriously, I have to do, like, social media things. Let me swap to my other account, switch account, add account. I have like a bunch of YouTube accounts for janky experiments. Well, okay, a bunch. I have a second one so I can watch myself. It was like my old YouTube account before I did YouTube, and I use it to watch my own stream to make sure that I'm good to go. Oh boy, my own voice and my own. Okay. This is going great already, folks. Good evening. What's going on, folks? Zandy is best ad we never had. It's true. Zandy, I've been in your clan for a while, and I have to ask, how does my love affect your Warframe gameplay? Basically, it increases my viral damage by 90%. It's a new combined elemental mod. Gives me viral damage. Live with beam weapon changes. Turns out Zero Forma Phage is pretty good. Bam. And let's do Twitch and let's do Discord. Listen, folks, this is my life. Like, copy pasting this update message into like 5 different chats. Okay, 4 different chats. Oh, Brozyme is streaming beam weapon changes for the Amprex on my Twitch channel. All right, let's see. I'm going to spy. Okay, Synoid Gamma Core. Interesting. He's building like all corrosive. Amprex. His build is pretty much the same as it was before. Interesting. Okay, little bit of spying. Okay, so we have the beam changes pulled up. If you would like this, if you want to look at patch notes with me, there they are, and I'll put them on screen when it's relevant, of course. So yeah, we got beam weapon changes. They're pretty lit, and by lit I mean literally insane and powerful. Okay, so let's see what we got. Dark Panda, I'll see you later. Oh, no, you're staying. Okay, good. Awesome. Dark Panda, welcome to the party. 2 a.m. and I have no plans to leave now that the stream is here. Yeah, boy, that's what I'm talking about, folks. You can sleep when you're dead. No, Kevin, I'll be here. I just started. Take a shower. Does it bother you to hear your own voice? I've always wondered how YouTubers deal with that. Grey Mayhem, it's made me feel differently about my voice, but I both like it more and less, I would say. I did not notice my sibilants, like my hissing S's, as much as I do now that I listen to myself a lot. It bothers me a lot now, and I really wish that I didn't have that. But because of the gap in my teeth that you can see, whenever I speak, there is going to be air hissing out of there, so I can't do anything about it. I'm considering getting like a little piece of foam to put in there just so I can like bite it while I talk into a video to like boost the audio quality, but like, you know, and like I've been working on talking in a way that doesn't make that happen as much. But it's not the end of the world. Like it could be worse. It used to be much worse. That I don't like. That's bothered me. However, I have and am still told that I have a good speaking voice, and I do think I do. When I listen to my videos, I think like this is fine, you know. It bothers me and it doesn't. I don't like hearing my own voice while I'm talking. That screws me up for some reason. It's like, I think there's actually a brain thing about that where your brain like doesn't process like rendering the language the same way if you're also listening to yourself. Maybe not. I thought I'd heard something weird about that where you like can't speak properly if you listen to yourself, but I certainly feel like that's true. So maybe it's just that brand of pseudoscience, but so don't quote me on that. But anyway, that. Oh, Lexandrite, welcome. Welcome to the stream. What's up? August Red, welcome. Yes, we are live. My love gives viral damage? Are you... No, Shadow Shy, no. D's gonna nerf it. Don't tell them. My viewers' love gives my weapons extra viral damage. Yeah, last stream I watched was 4 a.m. Yeah, boy. No, Demesa, there's no time. We have to fix all the beam weapons. You can't go to sleep. Clutch Muffin fashion contest is already happening. It's just happening all the time. If you watch the video where I announced it, I just said that it is just rolling constantly. So you can enter now, you can enter later, you can enter whenever you want. The people who advance to the finals are announced every Saturday, but then it just, like, we get another finalist and then another and then another. The rounds go from Saturday to Saturday, but it's just rolling open invitations. If there is the survey is on my Discord, the entry form is on my Discord. If you can enter, then it's up. And if you can't, then I turn the survey off, so you know. Sometimes it will go down for maintenance, or like I'm going to be busy and I can't do it. But if you can submit to the survey, like if you can do the thing where you submit fashion, then the contest is active. So you don't have to check when it's active. I thought you do races on Wednesdays. Trust Tape, we haven't been racing for months because two reasons. So first of all, this might surprise you, but the amount of interest, I started saying the second reason, operators, but also more importantly, this might surprise you, but the amount of interest in races is actually not adequate to sustain them. Because it is a stream activity that we do together, if I don't have enough people that like want to do it, let's just try the build I had real quick. Like, this is like the intuitive build, like just normal one build to rule them all build. Let's just try and see how good it is. I'm really curious. Whoops, that was a little too fast. There actually aren't enough people who came to those. I know it seems like everybody's so excited about the races. Of course there'd be enough people, but there simply wasn't. I'm not happy to be saying that. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, it's maybe a little strong now. Like, maybe... Ooh! Like, once you start getting the corrosive, it just like... Oh! Crush them! Ugh! It's not overbearingly strong, I guess. And these enemies, some type of armored enemy, I actually forget which off the top of my head, takes less damage from alloy. I mean magnetic, so... God, that's a good time to kill against bombards. Damn. Like, when you're not missing their head with the beam anyway. Ooh, that's spice. So spice. Give me a dude. Ooh. Ooh. It's so satisfying, too, to watch the procs, like, melt off them. Anyway. Yeah, so... One reason was, surprisingly, lack of interest in racing. But the second reason is that operators are now much faster than most Warframes. So unless we find a way to properly referee and force people not to use operators, we don't really have a way to enforce not using something that's faster than almost all Warframes. So that's kind of a problem. Not the end of the world, but it's not good. And more to the point, we actually just didn't have enough people. It became a very difficult stream for me to run because I wanted to advocate people participating, but there just were not enough people to do it, to not just race with the same people all the time. And that became a hindrance on me making good quality content. And I had the lowest view count I ever had while making any content, while making the racing streams, which is sad because you'd think, you know. Anyway, I'm hoping that Dark Sectors will revitalize racing and make it more of like a thing that people want to do again, because Dark Sectors require you to move through the environment really fast. Maybe that will help. They're also revamping dojo obstacle courses, so that might be a thing. So they're definitely not dead. I still want to bring them back. It's not really because I want them to be gone that they are not currently active. So I'll see what I can do. Avinash, welcome back. Do Nucor for status. Well, I'm actually hoping that Nucor is still good as a you know, y'all know what I was using the Nucor for before. Where's my Nucor? Okay. The Nucor got a big status buff, and the crit multiplier is the same. That's all I wanted. Okay, that's all I cared about. So this is the big 12.1 times critical multiplier build with Riven, one of the only Zandy Riven builds. But let's do it's got really good status now, so let's also do a status build. I also want to see that. Everyone wants to see that. Let's run Jolt and Pistol Pestilence. Let's run Corrosive. And this is going to be good because we have Corrosive Radiation and Blast, which is an overall nice combo. Let's see. No, not you. Barely Fusion. Lethal Torrent. I forget how long the new course beam is. Should we bring Ruinous Extension or no? Maybe we'll use Seeker instead. Let's do that. Get some punch through. It's probably better anyway. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, the range should be far enough. All right, hold on. Let me catch up on chat. Spencer Kennedy, I could use audio filters, but then that would affect workflow in some ways because I record audio differently depending on like what kind of thing I'm doing. There are complicated consequences to that. It is true that you can put filters on it, but having your voice be organically something that you're okay with is also just like important to me personally. Like I don't want to have to modify my voice. I want to get to a point where I speak in such a way that it's just like fine. So, but yeah, you can use audio filters to do that. I'm certainly aware. This isn't that good for status. It's like it does a good amount of status, but the damage isn't there, which is always been this weapon's problem. Although when you get that crit, it's still pretty good even without any critical mods. You see, like when the criticals do pop up, it's like, ugh! Did they make the crit any better actually? They said they left it at 3%, right? Yep. Okay. Beam weapon changes. I hope Riven for Flux Rifle will help. Oh, I'm sure it will. The Flux Rifle became pretty spicy, which could be a good time. I do have a pop filter right here. This thing that you're seeing, this is a pop filter. So it's with pop filter that you're hearing this audio quality, which might make you feel sad, might not. Ambrx has always been a bit OP, but it is I heard it's better now. I haven't tried it yet, but I heard it's better now. So let's dig in a little bit, shall we? Let's look at the build I was had before. Speaking of fashion contests, will there be honorable mentions and maybe a best budget fashion? Budget, like, already is kind of just neutral with the fashion frame contests. Like, if you do a fashion that doesn't use lots of fancy cosmetics, it's judged equally to the other ones, and, like, budget fashions have won the beta before. This is what I was using before, but Hunter Munitions was just, like, to see how it felt. It's obviously not synergistic with Corrosive. So let's see what we have here and what we might want to add. Definitely Vigilante Armaments. Okay. I'm very excited for this. This should be incredibly, like, it should be insane. But we'll see. We'll just see just how good it is. Whoa, my God. Oh, Jesus. What? Oh, insane, like, doesn't even be, oh, like, past the brink of insanity. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's, wow. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty surprised. Like, that's mental. That is mental strong. Did not expect that. Yeah, it's a little intense. Oh, man. Oh, ooh, ooh. Listen, so this is a very good opportunity to raise a point that I've often made about the Amprex that people don't seem to have absorbed. Even when I say it, people don't seem to listen to it. So listen, one of the reasons that the Amprex is so crazy is because if you add punch through, when you punch through to a second target, it duplicates the chaining thing that happens, which means that the two targets you punch through will often chain to each other, which like doubles the damage you deal to those targets. If we just take this off, it's 30. So, and to be fair, let's add like a speed trigger or whatever, so you know it's not because of the fire rate. And we fire into a group again, you'll see that like it should be much lower damage. They might have changed this, which is why I'm testing it, but yeah, so you can see on a single target's head, it's much crazier, but on the sides, it's not as much damage, right? Whereas if we take the other one, I also probably did a better job hitting the head there, to be fair. If we take Shred, fact aside that Prime Shred is like a crazy mod. Let's see what we got. You'll see that if we get them in a line, punch through some. See, some on the sides have died. Like even enemies like way out here took like half as much damage. Like that's a lot. So the chaining duplicating does mean a lot for these enemies on the side, like taking way more damage, which is very spicy. You may have also noticed, and this will become more and more clear as we test more beam weapons, it is very, very important to go for the head with beam weapons because they're usually pretty much precise, which means if you waver just a little bit, your headshot damage goes off, you know? So like you can see that usually like I wiggle the mouse around to adjust, and like when it's on their head they go and then when it's like a little off their head they suddenly don't die as fast. Because these weapons are pinpoint accurate, they're a lot less forgiving with aim, so you have to be careful about like actually hitting the head. God, this is a ridiculously powerful weapon. Like Jesus. Like I'm really, listen, in the patch notes, you will have noticed that they didn't post like the old damage numbers. I'm really happy they did that. Like it's just meaningless. Like they lowered the Amprex's critical chance, but like that doesn't matter. Like, and if you looked at that and been like, oh, they lowered the Amprex's critical, like shut up. like they work completely differently now. It doesn't matter. Like I'm happy they did that. People were really irritated about that, but I'm really happy they did that. Yeah, Milk Calf, I know what you mean. Like, I try to do videos, but I absolutely hate hearing my voice, so editing or sharing stuff is hell. Like, yeah, I mean, and to be fair, like, don't let this discourage anyone, but, like, there are people who just don't have the best voice for a video for whatever reason. Like, the way they emote is, like, different than what videos usually have, and so it sounds, like, less good to them, and it's really just, like, less what people are used to when they hear emoting in videos, but I know what you mean. But I don't know, like I would still recommend giving it a shot if you want to. Like you can get better. It takes a long time to be comfortable just like talking about stuff. Days Sketcher, I don't currently have the Spectra. It was currently incredibly bad, but I mean it was incredibly bad, excuse me. But it's currently probably okay. So now that we know how beam weapons work like in general, I should just be able to look at the stats and give you a general idea of like how it's going to be. So let's see, they made a master ring 4 to 6. Okay, cool. Fire rate is 12, okay. Puncture and slash, okay. 58% slash, okay. Status chance 22%, that's pretty good. Reload 1.8. It's got an 8 punch through, nice. More range, 18 meter range, that's pretty good. For a secondary beam weapon as well. 0.5 ammo requirement, it's one of those, so it'll be relatively ammo efficient. 14% critical chance is a little low. So it's probably going to be like middling. Like it's going to be like good, but not amazing. I probably will get it, just like take a look at it. And I recall that it has a, it's got a syndicate mod, right? Let's see. Sequence burn. 20 range. Oh, baby. Okay. So with, hold on. With Ruinous Extension, how far can we go? It's got 18 meter base range. So up to 26, 46 meter base range. Okay, it's a sniper laser. It's a laser pointer. That's what it's gonna be. Oh, that's crazy. You can you can hit people with that from a long way away. That's cool. Anyway, cool. Ryan, yes, beam changes are live. Yeah, the Spectra is gonna be cool. Gamma Core melts enemies like you melt my heart. Oh, that's nice. It's I think it's a bit weaker than that, let's be honest, but was Artax changed? Boys, not to my knowledge. No. We can check it. We can check it out though. Lucas, hello. How you doing? What's up? Smith, hello, welcome. Is Nuclear good now? I have a Riven for it. Salmon, it's like okay status. I would say it's not that good overall. The Spectra should be better. Unless you're using the new core to exploit its like crazy critical damage multiplier, it's still not. It'll be a lot better than it was before. It was like terrible before. It'll be like okay as a status laser, but I think the Spectra is kind of the same thing but just better. So I recommend that. The Atomos got buffed. We're gonna look at the Atomos. The Atomos got buffed in a way that I think matters for it a lot, but I'm not sure. So we'll take a look. It has status now, basically. That's what it is. It did get critical stats, but not very good ones. Much like the Spectra. And the Cycron got buffed. The Cycron got buffed in a way that might get there. We'll see. I'm very interested. It's also got a weird hybrid damage spread that we need to talk about. In fact, let's just pull that out right now. Cycron, my child. Where are you? My dear Cycron. Ugh. Ugh. I always liked how this weapon looked. It's like a little Tron gun, or like Tron disc thing. Elohim, hello. What's up? The Cenoid Gamcore is pretty good, I think. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not insane. I was a little bit disappointed. But Gamcore is good. Hey, I thought you said you don't like Rivens. I don't like Rivens unless they give you some kind of like specialty thing. One of the only weapons that I actually use a Riven for is the Nucor, and it's because the weapon has a specialty in critical damage that can be insane if you build it the right way. So my Riven is basically just critical damage, and it's only so I can have more critical damage mods, only so I can exploit that one thing. I mostly don't like straight damage Rivens, and I mostly don't use the Rivens I have, because people just keep giving me them, and I don't care about them, so I don't use them. But in some cases, like in the Nucor's case, I actually really do. Like, I think it's funny to like force it to crit. So yeah. Someone said, how much has your channel grown since stopping the racing? Cortel, when I stopped the races, we were at like, if I recall, it was around when I hit 10K. Pretty shortly after I made the drift frame tier list video. Which is why I was sure it died, basically, because I had just made a video that was, like, that video has, like, 300,000 views. So if that isn't enough support for races to be a thing, then, like, we don't have enough people for races. That video is, like, dwarfs my channel in size. Like, almost 20 times as many people have seen that video as I have subscribers. Like, so if that's not enough people for racing, then, like, we don't have enough people for racing. So, around 10K, so we've grown a good 7K in that time, although a good amount of that has been from the drift frame video, so it would be interesting to try again sometime. I think I still have Convectrix. I hope I still have Convectrix, because I want to know if it's good now. Hold on, let's check. I probably got rid of it, because it's just like so bad. Glaxion, they said they need to change a little bit more. I did sell the Convectrix. I was looking at it, it's probably not going to be that crazy. Like, it's very similar to the Phage, but like the Phage is kind of crazy now, so... Anyway. When are we getting a Prime Beam weapon so we can say Laser Pointer Prime? I know, right? Yeah, Cenoid Gamcore is quite good. New to the game, but interested in this rework. Can somebody sum it up for you? Francesco, so I'll do what I can. Basically, beam weapons used to deal status and their damage only once every second in ticks. Apparently that was to optimize the game, like, lag, and now the game has been optimized to the point that they don't need to do that, so they reverted it, and now they tick a certain number of times per second equal to their fire rate, which is, like, how other weapons work, pretty much, and it's really good. Like, I think they made some weapons a little strong, in my opinion. The Emprex, like, that's too strong. Like, it's way too strong. But they'll probably leave it because it's particular. So having a crit chance status chance Riven for the Emprex is extra spicy. Again, it's like, it already has, like, it's already that insane, so, like, I don't really feel like it's gonna feel that different, but, like, those are the stats that would be good, yeah. Zandy, you mentioned in your clan in the Discord announcement, how active do you want people to be? If you play every, like, week, it's fine. Like, if you're playing consistently, it's fine. If we run out of space, then, like, maybe people haven't played in, like, a month, I'll, like, kick them, and then if they come back, I'll just invite them back. But I just made the clan bigger to accommodate more space, so we have tons of room, and I'm not going to have to do that for a very long time. So don't worry about it. If you play regularly, you'll be fine. I know a lot of content creators do, like, if you don't play for a week, then you have to go so they can make more room. And I think that's good that they do that to keep an active clan, but, like, my community is going to be, like, more of, like, a ponderous, like, think tank community, so I'm okay with less activity. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Can you test Phage real quick? Phage is gross, and I will test it again. I'll be showing this a lot. Let me check out the Cycron, and then I really wish that I had the Flex Rifle. We're gonna have to get the Flex Rifle, but let me get the Phage, because people are gonna want to see the Phage. I want to show the phage too. I brought this upon myself by showing it at the beginning of the video. So let's look at the Cycron. Let's see what the Cycron has. So this isn't necessary anymore. This isn't necessary anymore because the charge time is 1 second. The reload time is 1 second. Magazine is bigger. Fire rate is crazy. And it's got good status. So I'm going to say let's do some corrosive. You going to bed? Mm-hmm. Okay, good night. I love you. I love you too. You're opening tomorrow, right? Yeah. Okay.
I'm working till 2 too.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay. Bye. It makes me sad when Anna has to work until 2. Do you have an 8 punch through? It does have an 8. It has an 8 punch through. Okay, listen. Just humor me for a second. This is not a full build at all, but let's just try with just these mods and see how it feels. I just want to... Let's just experience that together. Because I have a feeling... Not bad. Hey, not bad. Oh, that reload time is nice, too. Look at that. And they made the point that, like, you can roll while recharging a beam weapon, so, like, you can be much more evasive while you reposition. This needs Ruinous Extension. That's one thing that we need. It's going to take up one of those slots. We will show the phage in just a sec. Just shove Maiming Strike in the new core and get out of here. Salmon. Salmon, don't look at me in that tone of voice. That's that's not how we do in this household. So my baby the Flux Rifle is a beast now. Death Shadow, it's probably good. I don't know, but it's probably good. As I mentioned before, this weapon is kind of a weird damage spread. It's like radiation, puncture, slash is its innate damage types. Like, just to be clear, that's like its innate damage, which is bizarre, but like, okay. And the result is that it's got good, you know, a decent amount of slash. The radiation I could kind of do without, but that's just me. Not really feeling going for Maim.
You'd best head for the hills. I'm on fire.
Accrisley, thanks for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate the cross-platform support. I usually stream much more on Twitch, but this week I'm streaming a lot more on YouTube to test some things. And also just to enjoy all of your company. I like streaming on YouTube. There's a very big audience when I stream on YouTube, which is its own unique experience. I don't really know what I want on this gun. The crit stats are not very good. Let's try Auger Pact. Let's put some damage on it. Honestly, since the recharge is pretty quick, I kind of want to try Anemic Agility. Let's just see how that feels. It might be way too much, because we're going to empty the battery in like 2 seconds. Let's try it, though. The status is pretty mental, but like... That's satisfying to shoot, though. Like, when you get the beat on enemies, like, it does feel pretty good. Actually, I don't know. The fire rate actually feels kind of good because you reload pretty fast. Like, as long as you're not shooting, like, immediately. You see what I mean? Like, you can kind of get your new target before that. I almost want to put a reload speed mod in it. Like, just to make it, like, insane fast reload. But I don't know. Anyway, it's good. It's middling. It went from being one of the weakest weapons in the entire game to being like very usable, and it's got infinite ammo, and it's got a lot of status, and it's got good fire rate. Good fire rate, infinite ammo, nullifiers. I don't know. It's, you know, it's good. Could you have a look at Ignis? Yes, that is one of my priorities. Let's show the phage really quick because I know people are asking for that. The Ignis is one of the ones I'm most interested in because the Ignis is a weapon that was like kind of almost there before. So getting even a little buff should make it like pretty good. As you can see, the Ignis' status is like very respectable, and if you focus it in, the time to kill is pretty good. Keep it focused out. It's like a CC web with 100% status, and as you can see, the status is quite robust. The unfocused damage is rather bad, but it does strip armor like relatively fast. And once the armor is stripped, you can use this innate viral damage to pop them good. which is definitely solid. As you can see against crowds, it really is very powerful. Like, you can crowd control crowds very nicely and then focus some enemies down. And I really like that. Pretty nice. Like, look at that. That's pretty nice. And you can kind of use it like a shotgun. Like, if you don't want to focus it in, you just want to crowd control enemies like this. You walk toward them, and then they will get hit by all the beams, and then they die really fast. So, it's really cool. The phage, the new phage is really, really cool. Let's look at the Ignis Wraith. I have many, many excitements. So what Rivens do you have and don't want to use? Avinash, a lot of them. If you want to buy Rivens off stream for me, like, we can do that. Although some of them are probably dissolved for Endo because I want the Endo more than the Platinum. Content creator problems. I feel like. Where's my Ignis Wraith? There you are. There you are. Also, this weapon is beautiful. I have it. Is it still on like smoke thrower? Yep. Okay. So before I had been exploiting this weapon's like wonky AoE thing, which we'll have to see like what that does now. I have some thoughts on what to do about that. They have me worried because melee is the strongest category of weapons. I don't think there's a good reason to be worried, but let's we can talk about that a little bit, like what will happen with melee weapons. I don't think they're going to nerf them. They haven't really been nerfing like anything. They're not doing this to nerf things. Even when they do nerf like little things, like with the Pendedo, like they barely nerfed it. Like, and it deserved it. Like, that weapon was a little strong. Quick thoughts on Bratton. Totally outclassed by similar weapons now. Before the primary changes, I might have said it was like an okay status rifle. But now there are many weapons that outclass it. Like, almost all assault rifles are better. It's all right, but almost anything is better. So I wouldn't recommend using it. Oh, Phage is so... Off age. Sammy Wood, hello. Sorry, I'm really low in chat. We're beneath the Ana. No, she's just sleepy when she comes in. Magma Blizzard, just message me in game if you want to join. Oh, I think I oh no, you're just trying to buy Rivens. Okay. Not gonna sell Rivens on don't look at me in that tone of voice. We don't do that in this household. Okay, but that was meant to be like troll. They nerfed Ignis range. Interesting. And no, yeah, they got rid of the punch through on objects. It still punches through avatars. I don't actually own Quanta Vandal. Quanta Vandal is one of the ones that like didn't need to get buffed, but it did, and I'm kind of sad I don't own it because it is probably really good now. It's really long range now, I believe. Anyway, we'll look at the numbers at the very least. Yeah, Gray, I'm glad you've been here. You've been here for a lot of streams lately. I'm happy to hear that you are catching them now. It's been nice to have consistent viewers like you. So let's theorycraft this a little bit. So again, before these changes, I had a build intending to exploit its wonky range, but now it should really have critical stats now. So we need to make room for that. I really doubt heavy caliber is going to be a problem on this weapon. So let's just take these off and put in critical stats and then figure out what exploits the range the best. This will take a significant amount of trial and error, but that's totally fine. Rip. Okay. Okay, we kind of don't have enough space. So let's use Ruinous Extension. No, it's not called that. It's called, I don't know what it's called. Sinister Reach. So we might have to format this one more time, but we'll see. So again, this is just like a corrosive, normal, one build to rule them all, not trying to exploit anything in particular. Let's see how it is. Not bad. You do good damage out to good ranges. It feels like it requires more accuracy than it did before. That's one thing I'm noticing. But the damage is like quite respectable. Against crowds, too. It doesn't feel... It feels like you have to aim a lot more than you used to have to. I'm just looking at like how close you would need to be to enemies. So it has to be like right on them, really. So let's test Heavy Caliber and Firestorm or Firestorm. And
I'm on fire.
Anfi, thanks for the follow on Twitch. I really appreciate the cross-platform
Best head
support.
for the hills.
Oh baby, more cross-platform support. Svalin coming in with that Twitch follow. I appreciate it. They really need to add unlimited mod space in the simulacrum to test builds before you forma. That's a good idea. I think that would be nice. Yeah, I don't really know why they wouldn't. That I feel like they'll probably add that eventually. That would be cool. Agosha, welcome. Yeah, Synapse is going to be interesting. I still feel like the Amprex is probably just going to be better, but I'm definitely interested. Cycron is really good. Nucor is middling. Quanta, I feel like didn't really need the buff. I will look at Synoid Gamma Core, but it's not very impressive. Zandy, you don't have a ton of time tonight, but I want to see what you think about are the must-look get weapons after this buff, if any at all. Riley, if you don't have the Amprex yet, it's mental strong. Like, it's like out of control, godlike power. You fire at everything and everything dies. It's crazy. Like, it is mental strong. So Amprex, if you don't have it, go get it. Nucor is now like competent damage, so if you want a weapon with infinite ammo, the Nucor is now a good weapon with infinite ammo, whereas before it just had infinite ammo. That it's got good status. Nucor status got buffed, still mostly only good for exploiting its crazy critical damage with flat critical chance. I don't really recommend it. Synapse is probably a lot better now, but I still think Amprex is probably just going to be insane with its chaining, which the Synapse does not have. That's a big difference between them. There used to be other differences, not really. Galaxian needs some tweaks. Still, apparently, they said there's like stuff they're still going to change with that. The Phage is pretty gross now. It doesn't really do that much damage, but the status is like crazy, and it doesn't even know what aim is. Here's the Amprex build we were using. I am confident that this is very close to being the best build for this weapon, but I will not stand by that until I test a few more things. But this is very good, if not the best build for the Amprex. You definitely want Shred because it has a mechanic where if you punch through an enemy, you duplicate the chaining, so the enemies can chain to each other, and it's gross. Did Nucor get a battery, or did he mix it up with Cycron? I might have mixed them up. Cycron is the one with the battery. Cycron is good infinite ammo status. Nucor is still good status, but you wouldn't choose to use it over other weapons, except for its critical damage, so that part isn't changed. If you have other beam weapons and you don't have the Nucor, and you don't want to exploit its critical damage, don't get it, because it's not better than those other weapons at that. Although it's fun. And the Nucor does have a utility mechanic a lot of people don't know about, where when you shoot enemies with it, their body parts get bigger, and those bigger body parts take more damage, 50% more damage, from all of their sources. So you can use it as like a support weapon. Not really good except in a coordinated squad, but very good in a coordinated squad. So you could consider that. Questions are getting out of control, but don't hold back. Just be patient. Don't stop asking questions. Just know I'm falling behind. Yeah, Synoid Gamma Core is fine. Ammo economy is fine. Still not amazing, but fine. Behold, beam weapons don't suck. It's true. We need to look at Ignis Wraith more, because the range is like weird. By the way, I don't remember which stream it was, but you said Tiberian wasn't too great after the changes. Yeah, like semi-auto rifles are just not good in this game. Like, it doesn't really matter what their stats are. It's about like the pattern of the damage you're dealing. You should just use a sniper rifle instead, or a burst fire weapon. Burst fire weapons would have better status, and they have comparable damage, like Sybaris. And sniper rifles just get more damage for no drawback. Like, it's the exact same thing, it just has more damage and a better scope, which matters sometimes. So it's not because of the Tiberian's numbers, it's because of the type of weapon it is. Like, it's because of its trigger type. That trigger type is just not good in Warframe. Like, it's better to just use a burst fire weapon or a sniper rifle. It's not really that it's bad, it's just that you wouldn't choose it over other options. Ice Hades, thanks for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate the cross-platform support. Okay, so we'll look at Synod Gamma Core again because a lot of people have been asking about that. We're gonna have to repeat a lot of them, but we'll experiment with them as we do that. It's totally fine. So totally normal build for Synod blah, blah, blah. This weapon. Ruinous Extension, I think it's a nice last mod. Corrosive and Magnetic. As you can see, it got, you know, the status per second thing, and otherwise the stats are pretty similar. But its fire rate is a bit extreme. It did, I believe, get the thing where it consumes half ammo. Some beam weapons now consume half an ammo per second instead of a whole ammo per second, or half ammo per fire round. So as you can see, it has okay ammo economy, and it does pretty good, like, pinpoint damage from pretty good range. Let me back up to its max range. Pretty good. A bit difficult to aim at the max range it's capable of, but quite powerful, like quite impressive time to kill. So, it's good. I still don't think it's going to change your world. Like, Amprex is like that, except on, like, infinite targets. So, I don't know. And, like, more status. So, not more status, but, like... Anyway. So, we'll talk about Ignis Wraith a little bit more. Let me catch up on chat. I'm new to your streams, but I love your YouTube content. Welcome. Nestlockwest, one of the reasons that I'm streaming on YouTube at like weird times this week, all through this week, is that there are some people that the stream time I do on YouTube is just not good for them, and that's my only YouTube stream time. That will remain true mostly, but I do want to switch it up a little bit so I can say hi to different people from my audience that are at like different times, and I'm glad that that's working because that's why I'm doing this. Anyway, so thank you for being here. All I want is the mod foundry on the Lizette to appear in Simulacrum. Yeah, I agree. That's annoying. I don't have the synapse. One build to rule them all for justice. I don't have the Tysis currently, and the Tysis got buffed before. It didn't get buffed now. It got buffed before. Death by Ego. Oh boy, glad I was able to catch another stream, Mr. Content creation is the real end game. It is, man. If you play Warframe and you get burnt out, time to become a content creator. Time for a career change. Tysis did not get changes during this patch. There's nothing to show about Tysis. It also should not be good. It might be okay, but it shouldn't be good. I'm remembering its changes from when it did get changed, which was not today. Noah Anders, those are the other way around. Nucor is definitely a war crime. It is. If something reaches 100% status before multi-shot, then it should have dual stats to go to that 100% before multi-shot, and then you should stop doing elements. Nucor Riven rolls. Thank you for reminding me to test Nucor on the IDN blah blah lists, or do you already know if it works on them? What do you mean? I mean it'll hurt them. What are you gonna test? Tell me more. I can talk about the Phage again though. I don't have the synapse. There was no reason to get the synapse until now. It is now probably pretty good, but before it was literally just the worst Amprex. And it'll be interesting to compare them now, but I still don't feel like the synapse is going to be that. Like, it's going to be like just a tiny bit better than the Amprex, if it's better. And that's not a good enough reason to use something that doesn't do chaining over something that does do chaining. So let's take off Sinister Reach, and let's instead try Heavy Caliber and see what that feels like. So this will make the weapon less accurate, which will make the hitboxes like wiggle around, and that should make the beam like wider in effect. And as you can see, it does. That enemy got hit by one. Not a dramatic increase, but overall, I mean, it doesn't really make it feel less accurate, so that could be a reason to use it. So that's interesting. Then we'll try Firestorm. Is Ignis worth it? Yeah. If you like flamethrowers. If you don't like how it fires, like it's not like revolutionary how powerful it is, so like in that way I guess no, but Does the Synapse Chain Lightning like Amprex? No, it doesn't. That's why it's not as good. Oh. I don't know. That's weird. Oh, you have a Tysus Riven that gives you 100% status before multi-shot. Then you should build 90% elementals, but I would still recommend only building one. Fourth solution, Tysus is base toxin, right? So run only the 90% electricity mod. Because then you'll have corrosive, and you've got your big bonus from running one. Let's take a look at the Galaxion. So Ignis Wraith, I would say overall, like, it's definitely better, but it's a lot less splashy now, and it's probably not as worth using all those mods to like modify its range. Although I am interested to run them all together, so we might put a forma in that. Where's my Galaxion? Galaxion I literally was just holding on to until these changes happened. I have like barely used this weapon. I basically just leveled it up. Yeah, the Ignis does have a initial burst that is like wider, which is why you see like things on the side. Tysus is based corrosive. Oh yes, okay. If it's based corrosive, then I would probably recommend running one cold mod. Or if you wanted to, the reason not to run the heat would be that it doesn't, how should I say? It's going to bias your damage away from corrosive, which is what you want, whereas the cold mod, like, you'll get still more corrosive, and then cold is good against alloy armor, which corrosive doesn't have the damage bonus against. You still reduce the armor, but doesn't have damage bonus, so it could be like a good anti-armor weapon, which is what I think the Tysus is going to end up being good for, if it's good for anything. So maybe try one cold mod, just one cold 90% mod. You could also do one toxin. Corrosive and toxin is fine. I think cold is probably better, but anyway, try those. Okay, so Galaxion. It's got really crazy status, so let's do that. I don't even have a potato in this. I really haven't, you know, I leveled this up because I knew I wanted to have it at some point, but like, I literally have like not even touched this weapon. So let's put a bunch of friggin' status on it. In fact, let's just do 3 and then run Vigilante Armaments just to like experience that. I really have no, like, this weapon is already so strange. Like, I'm really interested to see how it feels. Okay. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. It seems like it has a good crit chance. Do you build it for crit? Let's see. Zandy put Eagle Eye on Ignis. What? Wait, Riftwood, does that do something? That's cool. I'll try that. Hold on. Put Hunter Munitions on the beam weapons and test that out. Unless they have very high critical chance, that's going to be really bad. But we'll try it on, like, Amprex, for example. Huh. Nah, I wouldn't. It's probably not that bad, but I can't recommend Galaxion at the moment. Let's try, I do think that'll be fun. Let's try Amprex with 100 munitions, because it should be pretty crazy. Take all this crap off. Let's make like a viral build. I feel like that's gonna be so bad. Well, anyway, we'll try it. Let's just try it. Still want crit, of course. Still want Vigilante Armaments. Still want Vital Sense. And then we want 100 munitions. And this is like super one build to rule them all. Boop. Not that we need this space. The amount of viral is a bit wonky, but whatever. Alright, you ready? I guarantee it's going to be crazy, but I still feel like the corrosive build has just like got it beat. So it's nice because you get the crowd control and then they bleed, but like it's very difficult to judge how much ammo you need. Like that's always going to be a problem of weapons that kill like this. And I think with the Amprex with its like janky chaining feeling is going to feel even more like it exacerbates that problem. but it's fairly good. Like, and you get the crowd control while you're doing it, so, there's that. We can dig that. Let's try it on the bombards, which have less health. Pretty good on the bombards, actually. Pretty spice on the bombards. I can dig that. And then again, like, we don't have room for shred with this build, so there's that. I definitely think you should do corrosive instead, though. Like, the corrosive build I made before is just, like, insane. Like, it's so insane. In fact, for people that didn't see that, let's just quickly show that. Seriously, like, if you thought that was good, like, it's not. Like, it's, I mean, it was, but, like, this is what's up. Like, look, look at that. Like, that's something else. Like, that's just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. That's the thing. Forgot liking streams was a thing. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube is like not, I don't know. They were like, we should make streaming a thing, and everyone was like, are you sure? Like, does that make sense? Should you do that though? YouTube? Like, look at this. This is crazy. Like, this weapon is insane. Like, insane amounts of power. Like, look at that. Like, that whole squad is just gone. Like, they're just, like, deleted from existence in, like, 1.5 seconds. It's so insane. Try hunter munitions versus trash mobs. Sure. Let's just see, like, against, like, lancers. That's actually a pretty cool suggestion. Let's try that. And let's bump them up to, like, level 100. Like, hardcore trash mobs. Hardcore trash mobs. Let's try that. Now that's a lot of damage. It's true. Friggin', okay. I stand corrected. That corrosive build is illegal. I know. Like, that corrosive build is a war crime. Like, the other build is, like, fine, but, like, that build is literally a war crime. Like, that's not okay. Like, you can't do that. That's illegal. Oh, yeah, so this is pretty legit. Like, you can just zap enemies and, like, all those enemies are dead. Okay. They won't stay together. You know what we should do? Wait, there's a better way to test this than Lancers. Lancers are fine, but what we should do is use Drac Masters. This is how I test, like, cluster when you attack a cluster of enemies. Because you get, like, an insane amount of enemies. Like, look at that. Like, that's... Oh. Oh. I love how some of the Dracs are like... Argh! After they get zapped. Like, oh. They disarm me. That's the one reason it's kind of bad to test with this. Where the crap is my weapon? Let's bang out of here real quick. Yeah, like, so that's pretty good. Like, you can spam a lot of damage out. I would still say, like, maybe we should mod this build to have shred, because the way you would use this build, like, you want shred even more than you want it on the other builds. Listen, folks, can you just get out of the way for a sec? Hydroid. Thyroid. Bam. Delicious. Oh, okay. So yeah, I don't know, again, like, the viral build, the 100 munitions build is, like, okay, but, like, I still think, like, this build is just mental. It's so good. Like, that's 6 Forma well spent. Like, listen, don't you look at that 6 Forma. You can do 5 Forma. You can do it on 5 Forma. Unless you have Prime Shred. If you have Prime Shred, you need 6. This is a mental amount of damage for that investment. Like, look, I don't care how many Forma this is. Like, God, it's just, Mom Quest, look, just look, alright? Look at this. Just watch this. Hold on, let me ooh! Oh! Oh, well, okay, it's gone. Anyway, yes, mental amount of damage. We gotta go back to the heavy gunners. That's where you can really see the juice. Okay, listen, I've had enough of your disarming. I've had enough of this. I don't need this. I don't need your disrespect. I don't need your, Sweet. Yeah, Trev Soda, I don't know. I do think that the corrosive build, it's like when you get a beat on an enemy, it would just like eradicate them so fast that you're kind of wasting ammo, you know? So in a way, I feel like the viral build was kind of better for that, but the corrosive build is just like such annihilation, and you don't need to do like anything unreliable. Like, it's very consistent. Let's grab back our squad of heavy gunners and bombards to test against as we fire the other weapons. But let's be fair and put them at 80. Yes, the Amprex did indeed get buffed. All beam weapons got buffed, but like not as like insane as like, oh god, like the instant like world deletion that is like if you point this at a entire squad of enemies, like they cease to exist. Like, goodbye. Like, goodbye, like millions and millions of EHP. Like, just go away. Like, goodbye. You're done. Like, it's over. Like, we had a fun thing where armor was like hard to deal with. Like, that's over. Like, goodbye. Like, get out. The Amprex was already quite good, but it wasn't this good. Like, this is like a whole new world of power. Like, this is so much better than the Amprex was. The Amprex was good before, but this is like way beyond. Like, this is like arguably best weapon in the game good now. That's like insanity. Again, Synoid Gamma Core is fine. If you wanna see it. Like, I have Ruinous Extension, so you can get really good range, and like it kills enemies pretty fast when you hit them in the head. When you don't hit them in the head, which it can be a little hard to do, it's like a bit crappy, but oh, okay. Ooh, juicy, nice. So pretty good. Kind of like a weird pocket sniper. Now, the Synoid Gamma Core is. The build I'm using is just super standard, one build to rule them all. The highest level enemies you can find are 110 Eximuses on Kuva Flood. Ricardo, you can just go longer in an endless mission and there are stronger enemies. But that is why I tested against level 80 to 100 enemies, because that's mostly what you find. I want to see the Amprex against level 150 enemies. I can only go up to 135, but we can do that. Normally I don't spend time doing on this, but with a weapon that does this much damage, it is kind of interesting to see like just how much more like health do you need for this weapon to not just like annihilate you, like delete you from existence.
You best head for the hills.
Apparently more than this, because that's still pretty fast. Oh, Dark, I appreciate the follow on Twitch. Thanks for the cross-platform support. Yeah, so now it gets rid of their armor before it kills them, but like it still deletes them pretty fast. Let's look at bombards. Even when not hitting the head, it's still so fast. Like, it doesn't matter at all. Like, if you take this to the index, you could probably go for like 20 to 30 minutes and like it would still just instantly delete the enemies, which is wrong. Although them having a bit of shields does put you back a little bit, but still. Spicy for index. Not amazing for index, spicy for index. Synoid Gamma Core now. That, index weapon. There we go. Anyway, so that's crazy. Zandy, Eagle Eye on Ignis. Yeah, let's go. So Eagle Eye on Ignis, does that do anything? So what I want to test is let's do a build that's like all... Let me restore the build I had before, which was range and vital sense. And then let's make a build that's just all the things that make it hit a larger area, and let's see how big it gets. So I'm going to do just Sinister Reach, Heavy Caliber, and Firestorm, having tested it before. It's like they don't even have a higher level. I know, it's like they didn't even get scaled up. Like, they died the exact same speed as the enemies that were level 80. It's messed up. Like, you can, like, kind of see that they have a higher level, but, like, barely. Oh, there's still 135. Well, whatever. So, okay, there's a big puff at the beginning. And then it really doesn't increase the range much at all. It feels like it doesn't even work. It feels like those mods don't even do anything. So Eagle Eye, let's take a look. Why Eagle Eye? That's so weird. I wonder how 100 munitions work on Ignis Wraith. Very poorly. The critical consistency is really bad. Again, you never need to wonder how good 100 munitions will work. It's all about crit consistency. If it's got crit consistency, it'll be good. If it doesn't, it's not. There are some factors that will make it better or worse, by a little, but mostly it's like gonna be how consistent the crits are. So it's 17% crit chance. 100 munitions is not gonna be that good. Not gonna be terrible, but not gonna be that good. So let's we're gonna test Eagle Eye. Apparently this might do something. One of you has told me. Let's find out if it does. And we're gonna have to test it without, of course. So. I want to say that doesn't do anything. It doesn't seem like it does anything, no. Whoever mentioned that, if you have a way to demonstrate that it does, please show me or tell me. But it doesn't look like, if you were asking, it doesn't look like that does anything. I think that they changed the Panthera's secondary fire, and since it's pretty much all slash, I was actually kind of curious to see like what that would be like. So let's take a look. I recall them writing, let me pull up the patch notes real fast. I recall them saying that maybe they needed to like Panthera. The ammo will be consumed when hitting surfaces other than enemies. Okay, but it works. Okay. They changed 4 ammo consumed per hit. Ooh. Range is up 1 meter, fire rate of 2. Let's try it. Let's make a build all for the alt fire. Which is going to be 1 build to rule them all. Viral. Serration. Split chamber. Crit? Yeah, it has good crit. Which is good because crits and Yetis. Oh man, this the way I formatted this weapon is just bad for this. That hurts. That's painful. I might even have to reformat a little bit. Ooh, unless we can find a V polarity mod to use. Let's see. Fire rate. Let's try it and then we'll see what it needs. So for those that don't know, the Panthera's alternate fire projects a saw blade, and then the saw blade does damage to enemies that touch it. One nice effect of it is that it doesn't consume ammo unless it's touching an enemy. They said currently it's bugged and it will consume ammo if it's touching a surface. Not awful, but like... What? Can you use Ruinous Extension on it? Wait. I mean, or, you know, whatever that mod is. Just saw some dude in region chat say the Amprex got nerfed into the ground. Oh my god. People are like such lemmings about nerfs. Like literally, if there were changes stated, people do not look at the changes. They never look at the changes, and they say it got nerfed into the ground. Like 100% of the time. Okay. Now we're in business. Look at that. Oh, baby. This is against 135s. I just want to remind people. Okay, let's try against, like, realistically, you're not going to use the Panthera against, like, level 135 gunners. So, like, let's bring them down to 80. Let's be fair and just, like, see how it is. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised. That's not that bad. Listen, folks, like, people, 99% of the people who play Warframe do not know what is good, they don't know what's bad, they don't read the patch notes, and they don't know what they mean, even if they did read them. So just ignore what they say, they don't know what they're talking about. Like, okay, it's not great, but, like, it's alright. This is the normal fire, the Panthera with this build, which is much worse. Honestly, like this could definitely be worse. Like I'm definitely not impressed, but like it could be worse. Yeah, Cortel Maze, I pretty much always do against level 80s. There's no point testing against 135s. They must be all the kids playing Warframe only because it's free. No. There are definitely lots of people that are older. Zandy's hair is starting to fall down. Hair gel must have gotten nerfed to the ground. I don't use hair gel. If I bring my head like really close, you might be able to see They're like fluffy. See? You can kind of tell. I don't use hair gel. I use absolutely no product in my hair. I just push it up a lot when it's wet, and that eventually reprograms the roots of your hair, if you get the roots of your hair wet and push them up, to grow up. And over years and years of doing that, my hair is just like this, like always. I can't make it not like this. I mean, I could get it wet and flatten it, but like even then, if I go to sleep and wake up, like it'll probably just be like this again. Yeah, Panthera still sucks, but whatever. We got lots of good things this patch. I'm not gonna complain too much. Let's hope that Barrow brings us stuff. Oh, folks, we have a Eddie Ramos says, my friend says Amprex got nerfed. Let's show your friend what happened to the Amprex, shall we? Let's show your friend what happened to the Amprex. Here's a bunch of level 80 heavy gunners. Yeah, oh, it got nerfed. Real bad. Super bad. Yeah, the Amprex got nerfed into the ground. Damn. It's, ooh, nerfed real bad. That's a big nerf right there. It killed this enemy around a corner halfway. That's a big nerf. Ooh. Yeah, the Amprex got massively buffed. Your friend does not read patch notes or does not know what they mean. And I encourage you to correct their incorrect thinking. The Amprex got buffed, like, into the heavens. It is the weapon of gods now. Only the weapon of gods. No tears, only dreams with the new buffed Amprex. It's not very good if you don't have good aim, like me, but yeah, it's, he has to be willing to watch first. Well, anyway, Eddie, just tell him I sent you. Tell him not to tell people things are nerfed or buffed unless he's actually tested them or something. Prime Sinister Reach. That would, hey, I would buy that, all right? Eddie, incidentally, here's the build I was using. Oh, so spicy. Oh, the Amprex. Oh, unprecedented levels of sass. No, I think I've been like this pretty much all the time. So let's just look at the changes overall and talk about the things that I don't have that and maybe I'll like go build them because I want them. So let's see. Of the weapons I closed the friggin' patch notes. Look at me. When you know someone doesn't have their life together, close the patch notes during the stream. What is the matter with me? Okay. Boop. Put those over there. And let's swoosh right out of here. Okay, so we have the we can just look through them. Let's just look through them a little bit and I'll like talk about each of them. Resource drop chance booster. There are applications for that. Maybe I'll abuse that a little bit. I actually need I need to claim some arcanes. Virtuous Dimple. And maybe a Magus? Nope. Oh, but I do have to sell cores. I mean, I would do a tiny bit of housekeeping. Tiny bit of housekeeping as a break from beam weapons. And then we will do more beam weapon stuff. Keegan, sadly, I sold the Convectrix like a couple weeks ago. The way it was changed is probably not going to make it that much better. It's very similar to the way the Panthera's alt-fire works. The damage numbers are just better. And that doesn't bode well. Might be okay. I don't know. It might be okay, but I wouldn't count on it. I probably will rebuild it, though, to check it out, because I'm interested. I always thought that weapon was kind of interesting, but drop chance booster is god for gem mining now. Ooh, I should try that. I missed the beginning. Atomos feeling any different? I actually have not tested the Atomos Death by Ego. I'm going to try that. Peter Clint, the Acrid was not changed, so I have not talked about it, and I probably will not talk about it. The Acrid's not very good, unfortunately. I kind of wish it was. I think it's fun, but it's not very strong. These cores are not going to be very well rounded, are they? This is already L17. Whatever, I'll just take this much, that's fine. Fine, Onko. Take my money. Drop chance for mining should work. Drop chance for fishing should not work because you don't have a chance on anything when you fish. If I'm wrong about that, somebody let me know, please, because I would like to... Oh, the thing I wanted to buy is from Onko. Oh, God. Oh, I was punished for my arrogance. Zandy, is status duration pausing good for slash only, or will it be great for those beam weapons? There's no special reason it's good for beam weapons. I don't really know what you mean, but if there's something more specific, please do elaborate. It's not especially good for beam weapons. It's the same as everything else for beam weapons. Atomo should be pretty good now, though. Like, just looking at the numbers on their own, it should be pretty strong. But I have not tested it yet. It was an alright weapon before. Like, even when it had not been buffed, it was still, like, one of the few weapons that could do good raw damage, but, like... Drop chance spawns more blue nodes on planes. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Oh, more blue nodes for mining gems. Drop chance works for fishing. Rare fish spawn more often. Interesting. I didn't know that. That's cool. The more you know, people. Okay. Up. Let's go. By the way, I went where you suggested, and it went great. Yeah. See, it's a good spot. The ultimate mining cluster is it's camp number 2, right? I said, or camp number 4. Anyway, that spot is good. Ruby Schnee, also good ship. What's the Quanta like now? I don't have the Quanta, unfortunately. The Quanta Vandal is actually the only beam weapon that was good before that I don't have. And now it is. It was good before. It's probably pretty spicy now. And I'm going to have to pick it up in the next couple of days. I'm kind of hoping that Barrow will bring, like, one of those things. So, yeah. Let's load this back up. Lots of people asking about Simnoid Gamma Core again. One thing I want to note, like, not to sass these folks up, but, like, folks, Amprex and Synoid Gamma Core were good before, so as long as their changes were buffs, and to be fair, like, Amprex's changes were kind of unclear, but, like, Synoid Gamma Core just got its numbers increased, and, like, it was good before, so, like, it's good now. Like, what you're going to see is not going to surprise you. Oh, but the range is not quite that long. Okay. It's alright. I missed some headshots there. There we go. That was more what it usually happens. And here's on a bombard. It's alright. It's got good range with Ruinous Extension. In my opinion, due to the need for precise aim and the, like, okay time to kill, it's not really anything special. But it is good single target DPS. If you want to use it like a sniper, I was saying like a pocket sniper, that can be a real good thing to do with this weapon now. And again, like, I just cannot even, like, it's so funny, like, every time I do it, it's just like, oh, the, like, fountain of death that occurs when you fire the Amprex now is just, like, incredible. Like, I can't, man, oh god, what is this? Okay. DE, please. Anyway, if the Atomos is buffed, will the Grilled Cheese Ember be better or worse since she was changed? Everything I was using in Grilled Cheese Ember got either buffed or, like, stayed kind of the same. Ember's World on Fire, you could just reset every 10 seconds, so that's not really nerfed that badly. People are overreacting about that. And the Atomos definitely did get buffed, so that will be a much better strategy, and it's now a little unnecessary to do that, like what I was doing in the Grilled Cheese Ember video, because you can make the Amprex good without doing that. The build I was using before is this weird jank, which we're not going to use now. Now we're just going to use a normal build. 15% crit chance, fine, not great, but fine. 1.7 critical multiplier. We're very likely just to do that. Barrel Diffusion. Lethal Torrent. Status. Now it has status. 21%, but still. Like that'll work. That'll be fine. Oh god, my polarities are so bad for this. It hurts. Oh, the wasted mods. Ooh. Ooh. It pains me. It burns us. Alright, let's just try this. I formatted everything so wrong when I first started playing this game, and now it's coming back to bite me. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, Steven, I did have Lethal Torrent on, of course. Wow. Whoa. That was pretty good. That was like some Amprex level stuff going on right there. Listen, and we don't even have like sinister, like Ruinous Extension or another thing that duplicates the chaining on this weapon, like with the Amprex, is what's it called? Punch through. So really the ideal build for this would be like this, all this stuff, yes. But then probably take off Target Cracker and add Seeker and Ruinous Extension. Ruinous extension is this. Add punch through and range, and this will become like the tool of gods that it has always been meant to be. That was pretty good though. Like what we just saw, like I'm relatively impressed with that. That's not bad. Let's show that again. Pretty solid overall. Like has very good coverage because you get heat procs. It does CC while it kills the enemies. That's nice. Very good at finishing enemies off that it itself does not kill, which means it fixes one of its weaknesses. Popcorn, as Real Dreamer, yes. It is now the popcorn weapon. Oh, beautiful. New popcorn Ember framework coming in 2019. I won't wait that long. Ember will get a redo, like sooner rather than later, but still it could be a little while. Probably like by the middle of the year. Ember will get a redo on her framework. Not much has changed for her, though. Like, the Ember changes don't really do anything. She's still fine. She was fine before. She's still fine. I have some Arcanes, however, that might change some stuff for her. So, she might become a little bit more tanky. Great. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else? I want to look at patch notes, and I want to talk about, like, what changed with weapons that we haven't looked at. So, let's briefly do that. Okay, so flex rifle again. We haven't looked at this yet, but that got changes. Basically, it got buffed. Having status per second is a big buff to all these beam weapons. That's mostly like what the buffs are. So that will be better. It was kind of good before, so I'm kind of interested in what that will bring, but I don't have it yet, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to get it. The Ignis we looked at, it does good damage, but it's very difficult to hit enemies with now. The beam is very narrow, which is interesting. Normal Quanta. Galaxian was pretty bad. We were unimpressed. Ignis Wraith is great. Convectrix I unfortunately sold. It's probably not that good. We did test Panthera Altfire, which is like kind of a similar deal, and it wasn't that good, so Convectrix, I wouldn't hold your breath, but it might be okay. It's a lot of slash. It's a slash-based weapon, and it has a lot of status now. So, and the crit stats are okay. I don't have the Synapse. The Synapse I don't have. But again, before it was behind the Amprex because it didn't have chaining, and now the stats are better. The crit stats are much better. The base damage is still lower, but innate corrosive. So I don't know. It could be kind of a monster. Additional damage on headshots. Could be a single target monster, but probably not worth, like, I would still probably use the Amprex just because it's such a monster on crowds. But that's that. Quanta Vandal, Phage. Phage is actually really good crowd control now. Do 100% status, do 4 dual stat mods, and go nuts. Even on 0 Forma, it's actually pretty impressive. This is actually a good weapon now, which is fun. Wouldn't build for critical chance. Not that you really have that much space to anyway. Gamma Core and Sinnoh Gamma Core are great now. Atomos is great now. Build them both hybrid. New Core is still not good for anything except its critical damage, but it has good status. It's not better at status than some of its peers overall, and it doesn't really have the damage or the range, but it can do that now, and it's still very good for its crazy critical damage exploits. Spectra, probably going to be okay. This weapon has an augment that makes its range like mental, and it has an 18 meter range. At base, it gets 20 more from the augment and 8 more from another mod. 56 range is like kinda 46 range, excuse me, is pretty legit on a beam weapon, so yeah. Secron is middling powerful now. It has infinite ammo that recharges much faster now, and it is now capable of dealing damage. So if you wanted a weapon with infinite damage that does have infinite ammo, this weapon is now that thing. It's still not great damage, but the Embolist. I have the Embolist, and we're going to test it. The Embolist is actually one I was kind of saving for a rainy day. Like I had this for like troll reasons, as some of you know from the Inaros framework. But Dark Panda, I'll see you later. Thanks for being here. But now it has like crazy status. Let's look at the 41% status. So if this weapon, we'll see. I'm not going to try to predict. Let's just try it. Now we do have the, we're not using the augment. We are using the augment. The augment is good now because they made the magazine. Huh. Weird. They changed the magazine. Okay, so let's we'll see if we need that. We'll see how important that is, because it might not be. What was I using before? Pure status. It still has terrible crit stats. Wait, this is still probably the build. Okay, let's try this. Although it does have innate toxin, so we could take this off. Still have crazy status. We don't really have much else to build for, though. This weapon has the coating of the Ignis in that it has punch through, so we can't. We're not adding punch through. Let's see. Maybe Augur Pact. I suspect that adding a dual stat mod is more damage. Let's just try it like this for now. At a glance, the damage looks kind of insane, actually. Hold on one sec. Boop. All right, level 80 enemies. Let's go, Embolist. Show me the money, please, please. Oh no! Oh, okay. All right. Wait. No, that was all right. It has okay range. It does like a bit more corrosive than you need, but like whatever. Wait, I have an idea. Okay, hold on. I know what this weapon needs. I know what we need. Die. Oh, because of the way they combine. I was gonna say if we could get heat on here, we need better damage once the enemies have no armor. This thing does not consume ammo very fast, which is nice. It used to be that this thing was like the most ammo-hungry gun in the game, and it was terrible. Okay. The little pepper spray that could is alright. It could be worse. You do want that magazine mod though, don't you? It's okay. Again, it's not great, but not toxin alone, because without the armor stripping, this weapon is not going to get there. And it kind of needs the magazine mod too. I guess I could get rid of anemic agility, but that's where a lot of the damage is coming from. Let's try that. Let's try getting rid of anemic agility and see how it feels. Now we have even more of an infinite magazine, which is something. We gotta try against bombards too. Yeah, like, sure, as like a pepper spray can type of weapon. All right. I could also see, I don't know, because it will bias the status procs differently, but I could also see adding like a lot of forma and running Prime T to charge instead. I don't know. It's a lot of status. But I don't know. I mean, overall, I kind of feel like having some fire rate is sort of nice. Just like because of the damage difference that is there. So it's surprisingly good. I think. It could be better, but it's pretty good overall. I kind of feel like that. Oh baby bae. I finally got my 5-4 on Fange, aka Mom's Spaghetti. Will have its first day in the sun. Yeah boy. It's true. I came for the beam memes. They literally tripled Nucor critical chance. OP. Oh, super OP. Yeah, Lexandrite, if it had innate corrosive, I would definitely agree, though. Smashing windows, hello. Try gas. Keegan, it won't be able to deal with the armor. With gas alone, there's no way. I did try that before, and it was like okay, but because I really like this weapon, like design wise. I don't know why. I just have an attachment to this thing, and when the beam weapon changes were on, I heard they were live, and I was confirming they were on by testing that. But it Anyway, let's get through the patch notes. So in a game core was shown. General beam weapon changes. They got rid of status per second. And then there you go. So, yeah. Good. Good job, everyone. Boy Sky, do not own a Quanta Vandal. I should own a Quanta Vandal, and I wish I did, but I don't. It was good before, so it's probably pretty good now. Just having status per second, like, it hardly even matters what the numbers changes are. It's, like, almost impossible for that not to be a buff for, like, every weapon involved. Well, Keegan, the thing is, like, enemies with this armor level, like, nothing is enough toxin. Like, nothing stacks enough toxin. You have to deal with the armor somehow. You simply must. There is no way to deal enough damage without it. So without some other corrosive procs, Keegan, I could definitely see, like, a framework thing I would do would be like, oh, this weapon does dank gas damage, but only gas damage. So I'll run it with Hydroid and use Corroding Barrage and remove the enemy's armor that way, and then when it's lowered, the gas will stack up for a bunch of damage. That could be good, but on its own, that's not going to be enough. Let's check out the Spectra. The Spectra is like a clan tech weapon, yeah? Definitely is. Someone asked if the Atomos is a clan tech weapon. Yes, I think. For me, Quantum Vandal feels like Synod Gamma Core, but better. It's also got bomb cubes. It's got 100% more bomb cubes. So there's that. Energy Lab. Alright, Spectra. My little handheld laser friend. It's not too expensive to build. Again, like, I just have to see the range on this. Like, and it's so cute. It's so small and cute. I don't know. The build is going to be weird, though, because we don't have space for... Oh, the critical chance is not that good, so we will have space. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely building that. It'll be a fun utility weapon. Let's see. It's nice to know I've mastered all these weapons. That's what this thing means, right? Or that might just mean the research is completed. Have you went over the new god tier weapon Synapse? Do you mean the Amprex? I don't own a Synapse, but we did look at the Amprex. I probably will build a Synapse now, though. We'll take a look at that. Grey Mayhem. Hey, Zandy, how many weapon slots do you think I need to have an interesting and diverse arsenal without spending too much plat? A lot, but not an insane amount. Gray, I was actually thinking of making a video that was like which weapons you like, a set of weapons that are it's not that many weapons, but they do a lot of different things, including like utility and like the best of framework weapon choices, kind of like that. And that list was like, as I was just thinking about it in the car today. I was driving my girlfriend home from flute practice, and it was like in the area of like 15 to 20. So maybe like that. Total, again, like primary, secondary, and melee. Melee weapons, honestly, like a lot of them are pretty samey. So it's mostly like there's some utility in range versus not range and different types of killing the enemies, but it's mostly Zaws, and then like there are a few other, you know. Let's look at the Synapse stuff. Triggered. Okay. Anyway, I'll buy this. Master rank 11. I've always liked how this weapon looked. I always wanted to build this weapon. I don't think I've actually like had this on my account before. I've touched it before. My friend has it, but I have not mastered it before, I don't think. How can I get my hands on a Super Vandal, or is it event only? Build a time machine. Yeah, I think that's the only way, unfortunately. Spectra, come to me. Spectra. Bam. Delicious. One day, cannot wait that long. Cannot wait that long. Okay, but when do I stop buying slots and start deleting weapons? Grey Mayhem, that's harder. That might be a topic for a separate video, but I was going to go through my arsenal and talk about that, because I've often said before, I try not to keep weapons if they're just not good for anything, or if they're obsolete. Like, if you had access to every weapon in the game, is there a reason to use this weapon? And if not, then I get rid of it. So to some degree, you could look at my arsenal and be like the Kraken is not, you know. So some of them, of course, I have for a different reason, but like I could take those out and then put in like the Akjagera, like I've heard is good, but I have actually not tried. It should be all right. Its numbers, like it should be okay. It doesn't have crit, but it has really good status and it has slash. So it should be good. I just have not tried it. So there are weapons like that. I could pretty easily make... There's not that many weapons that I don't have that are like I am pretty much sure are any good. So I could pretty easily make a list that's like all the weapons in the entire game that I think are like even worth owning ever for any reason. As long as you don't just like their aesthetic, obviously then you should just have the weapon. And I would say just by eyeballing it, it's like probably in the area of 2/3 of all the weapons in the entire game. About 2/3. A lot, but not all of them at all. That would be in the area of like hundreds of slots, like maybe 100 slots, which is a lot. Right, now we have to go get mutagen things, because I don't want to build them. So let's see invasions. We have to do invasions now. Field drawn. Friggin' invasions, you failed me again. You failed me once more. Ooh. Let's build the Akjagera. Let's start building the Akjagera, speaking of which. While we're on that. Akjagera. I know it's got like insane build requirements. Dual Skana and Akbolto. Time for sadness. Okay. Akbolto, which we all know is gonna be 2 Boltos. Bolto. Okay. I'm gonna do a video about like the process of building like the Akjagera. Friggin' Akjagera. Dual Skana. Are you ready? I'll give you one guess what you need to build to get Dual Skana. It's not 2 Skanas. Bam, gotcha. You can actually just build Dual Skana. Okay, now single Bolto. I'm dead. I'm dying. Help. Lotto. I had forgotten, but it's really quite silly. Okay, Lotto. Can't you just buy the Lotto for credits? Oh, thank goodness you can just buy the Lotto for credits. Holy crap, this weapon is expensive. Wait. What did it say? Like insufficient weapon slots to buy Lotto? That makes me salty. Okay, so now we're gonna build the first Bolto. Where are you? Lotto. Bam. Get out of my sight. And then we'll build a second Bolto, and then the Akbolto, and then while we're doing that, we'll build Dual Skana. Like, all the materials are cheap, it's just like, what? Like, why? Like, stop. Have you tried Sancti Castanas? Yes, Marcus, I have. It's pretty good. They actually changed, buffed, I'm gonna say buffed it a little bit, recently. When they changed it the first time, they made it so when you have multi-shot, here's my build. When you had multi-shot, the projectiles will spread out like sideways, but now they made it so it's like all sideways instead of them being like shotgunny. It was like kind of shotgunny before. I'm pretty sure you just bought slots. That's fine. I'll use them. I will definitely use them because there are a few other weapons I still want. I kind of want to get Secure Dual Sestra now, so there's that. This build could stand to like lose Jolt and put something else in, but it's more damage than Augur Pact when you only have one dual stat mod and your base damage mod. A second dual stat mod, even if it's redundant, is more damage than Augur Pact, so you should still use Jolt until I think of something better to put in that slot. But yeah, Sancti Castanas is actually pretty good. I'll show that. I'll play with it a bit. And the new the new freshly buffed Amprex, you good boy. You just bought weapon slots so you could have a marshmallow cannon. I don't see what's your point. Wrath, welcome. I'm back. So what's happening? Well, a couple things are happening. One of the things that's happening is that I want to build the Synapse. But it takes friggin' 5 mutagen masses, and ain't nobody got time for that, so we gotta figure out what we're gonna do about mutagen masses. The answer is we're gonna go to my clan dojo, look at the fact that I don't want to build them one by one, and then build them one by one. It's probably what's gonna happen. Or at least one of them, because you usually get 2 of them from the good invasions that drop full mutagen masses. So, we might want to build 1. I have just enough mutagen samples. Oh, praise be. Okay, so we'll buy 1, and then build that, and then I'll wait for invasions and do 2 more for that. Excuse me. Boop. All right, get the arsenal cooking. While we're on the topic, let's take a look. Why are we making dual Skanas and Ak Bolto? Because guess what you need to make to get the Ak Jagera? Look at that. It would be pretty spicy with your abating link build. What would be Ak Jagera? Possibly. There really isn't there isn't really a better weapon for the abating link build than Piranha. It really is like that's the ultimate weapon for that strategy. It's so perfect in like every way. Piranha with that build has at least it did at the time, have the highest theoretical DPS of any weapon in the game. So it is definitely the best weapon for that strategy because it strips armor in the pattern that the Piranha wants to shoot enemies with no armor. Ak Jagera is a weapon that could succeed pretty well against armored targets because it has the slash proccing. It could get the viral. Can you buy mutagen masses? I don't believe you can, but we'll see. I'm not doing that. Don't do that. I'm setting a good example. No, I'm gonna farm it myself. Don't do that. Yeah, I know Ak Jagera is burst fire now. They changed it. Before it was like it was like multi-shot. It was like the weird, not burst fire, but effectively burst fire thing. Let's just show Sancti Castanas. Maybe show focus farming. Why are we building Ak Jagera? Because it's good. Probably. Its numbers are good. It should be good. We'll see if it's good. Hey, we can do focus farming, but nobody wants to see that. I except me, because I want the focus, but let's, fine, we'll do that for a little bit while we just, like, talk about stuff. I'm just about done for the night. We're gonna keep going tomorrow. So for those that have not been part of this yet, what we're doing is I'm streaming on YouTube every day of the week, starting yesterday. Just this week only. I normally stream every Tuesday on YouTube at like 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or so for a couple hours. I stream on Twitch Mondays, Thursdays, Saturdays at that same time. And I'm not really planning on changing that schedule in the long run, but in the short term, I wanted to get, first of all, some more data about YouTube streams because I've done very well streaming on YouTube, and I want to know what would happen if I streamed more. You would suspect that there would be diminishing returns, but I don't know when, so I wanted to find that out. Among other things, such as interacting with my audience that is on at a different time by streaming at different times of the day. So for example, we're streaming at night now. This is later than I usually stream. Then tomorrow we're going to stream earlier than I usually stream, right before my normal Twitch stream, and then we're going to go over to Twitch. And then on Friday we're going to stream even earlier than I usually stream in the morning, right when Barrow's inventory comes out, and we'll get to talk about it. Just prepping because we have the orb over there. No, Lexandrite, Ak Jagera because it's good, theoretically anyway. It was alright before, not great, but alright, and it got buffed in the weapon balances that we got before, so I want to give it a try. It's always been a weapon I thought was really cool, and I just never really Never really played around with it, so. And again, it's one of those weapons that, like, it's close enough to, like, maybe being good that, like, I want to know, like, as a content creator who's going to tell people whether things are good or not. Like, it's important that I know whether, like, whether and how good it is. If it is, like, if it doesn't just use the really boring one build to rule them all standard, you don't have to test that to know how good it's going to be. Then I want to test it so I know how good it's going to be. I really hate this room. It really just slows. I mean, it's cool, but, like, man, it slows things down a lot. Like, when you get this room, it's like, goodbye good focus numbers. Like, goodbye happiness. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Kind of thing. Also, I kind of can't believe there's weapons you haven't tried. Gray, it's because I'm really picky. I usually don't get the weapon unless I'm pretty much positive it's good. Or it's so weird that I just have to go. Like, I have to try. And I don't know, like, I am pretty picky. Again, like, I'm the opposite of a completionist. I don't want to have anything unless it's good and I'm using it. I don't entirely live up to that philosophy because I'm a content creator and I want to have things that are interesting. Oh god, I'm ruining it. No. Kill the infestation of people knowing where I am. Okay, I think we got it. Cheers from the bar. Matt, take one for me. Nighttime and early morning is good. Yeah, so hopefully there will be people up then. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening. That's why I'm doing this. Salmon, hello. Where are my enemies? Oh, there. Here. There she blows. That bombard survived, didn't he? I hate. Happiness is just not my friend. I hate happiness. I hate sand. It's coarse and irritating. And it gets everywhere. Not like you, Padme. You're soft and smooth. And you're soft and master rank 5. You have good critical and status. Not like you, Padme. Hopefully Barrow brings Daikyu Prime. Yeah, boy. New relics for Daikyu Prime. The new most top-tier endgame weapon. Daikyu Prime. The weapon we need, Daikyu Prime. Can you tell I don't want Daikyu Prime? Daikyu Prime? Please. Please. Tenno. No. Democracy is a great power that comes with responsibility. You can't just say Daikyu Prime. Freedom of speech is a great and terrible thing, folks. Daikyu Prime. It's my favorite thing I've been told all day. This is probably a lot of focus. 38,000 focus. Great. Oh god, someone's awake. Oh, baby. Jordan, welcome to the stream. I'm glad it's your first time. I hope to see you later this week. I'm going to try to stream, and by I'm going to try, I mean I'm definitely going to stream. Also tomorrow, in the early afternoon. So probably, like, again, I'll announce it everywhere I normally announce it, but probably like a couple hours before my Twitch stream, so like 2, and we'll go over to Twitch and I'll continue. So that'll be pretty long. That'll be like a 5 or 6 hour stream total. We'll test all this stuff out a little bit more, and hopefully farm the friggin' mutagen for the Ectra. Naruman is better than Zeneric for focus farming. It's funny how often people say that. You do realize that sometimes things are not better or worse, they are just different. Zeneric saves you a huge amount of energy pads. Huge amount of energy pads. And I personally need polymer a lot, so for me, that is way more valuable than getting a little bit more focus. Way more valuable. So much more valuable. So, no, it's not better. They do different things. They're good for different things. Naruman will get it done a little faster, and Zeneric will get it done without energy pad cost, which is very important, because over time that will cost a huge amount of polymer, and that is valuable. Your time is also valuable, but I'm a streamer, so I have the time to just, like, we're just talking about stuff, so hold on, I got an inbox. Might be from one of you, so let's make sure. Or it's Troll. Crispy Waffle has sent a gift. Yeah, boy. Tondo display. I do not have one of those yet. Thank you. Thank you for the Tondo display. Is it like a hubcap kind of display? Or like a... No, that's not what I'm talking about. Maybe it is what I'm talking about. It's like a contact lens? I don't know why I can't say the name of the shape. An ellipse? Anyway. Daiku Prime with 1.1 draw second and homing. Oh, yes. Homing on Daiku Prime. Honestly, like, I could see them doing that. DE does stuff like that. Why not? Come on, DE. You heard it here first. Zandy Stream wants Daiku Prime with homing capabilities. Bows with homing capabilities. New damage 3.0. We're rebuffing all the weapons. That's what we're doing. We're changing everything, and now bows have homing. Everything is different. Everything is bad except bows. Bows have homing. Yeah, we're wrapping up the stream. I'm just doing a little focus farm. I know this is a joke, but I'd like to see a void phone in Warframe. Yeah, I could see that as an emote or something. Yeah, Equinox requires less energy if you are good at doing that. I mean, sorry, Banshee requires less energy if you're good at doing it. But she's much less consistent. She's dependent on ping. She's dependent on player skill much more. I am usually focus farming while I am somewhat distracted by streaming. So I do not want inconsistent. I do not want it to take a lot of skill. I want it to be like, you know, demanding, sure, but like not hard. Because then I won't get consistent focus. So again, I don't know why people insist that one thing is just better than the other. Like, just use your imagination for a second, and you'll see that there are very clear reasons to not only do the thing that you prefer. But I'm glad that you all enjoyed the stream. I thought it was pretty good. The beam changes were pretty good. I'm quite excited about most of them. I really am impressed by the Amprex, but I think it might be a little too much. It does kind of feel like it just melts everything in the universe, and you could just point it at a group of enemies and it melts them out of existence, which might be a bit much, a wee touch much, but we'll see. I mean, they could pretty easily adjust it and it would still be like fair, but it wouldn't be like overpowered, so I kind of hope they do that. But I'm one of those people that doesn't want the game to be like unbalanced. I would rather that things be balanced so that more things are viable, and I know that all of you are going to cry if they nerf anything at all, and personally I disagree with that, but I understand where you're coming from, so I won't tell anyone to nerf anything, but if they do, I can see positive things that would come out of it. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely do think that the beam changes are good overall. I just like there are some of them that, man, I wish I had not gotten rid of, or I wish I had gotten and invested in before. I thought we would never get these, you know? Like, I figured we would just never get these changes. So, folks, tomorrow, after I finish this focus run, tomorrow, we are... Oh, do you see me? He's totally saw me. After we finish this focus run, I'm going to stop, and... I'll see you all tomorrow. That will be, again, not this time. This is not a normal stream time, and it will not happen again for the foreseeable future. My normal stream time on YouTube is Tuesdays. I stream on YouTube every Tuesday at around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This Thursday, so tomorrow, I'm going to stream on YouTube at like 2-ish Eastern Standard Time, which is right before my Twitch stream time. So we're going to stream here and then stream on Twitch. We'll go to Twitch. So if you watch both, that will be like a pretty long stream, about a 5-hour stream, which will be fun, and we can do lots of beam testing changes and build some of the beam weapons. The Spectra will be almost made, which is a bit sad because it won't be made quite in time, but anyway, we'll do a bunch of stuff, and it'll be a good time. And then on Friday, I'm going to stream really early in the morning, right before Barrow, or right after Barrow comes, and we can talk about his inventory, and hopefully he'll bring Quanta. Vandal has not come in a long time, so hopefully he'll bring that, and we can get it and test it, and it will be rad. I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. How so much focus aside from lenses and boosters? I have the orb. I have an Okay, I have all the best lenses. I have the booster. I have the stealth multiplier. I have the stealth kill affinity boost. That's what I mean. And it just, if you go fast, it does give you this much focus. This is the premier stock focus farming method that people do to get a ton of focus. I just ruined it at the end there, but whatever. Okay, good work, folks. Yeah, Brosime has a good video on this. If you want to do what I'm doing, Brosime has a good video on exactly this. Thomas, hey Zandypants, I just checked your video with status pausing. Ever tried it with Lifestrike? Yes, I know, it does work. The bad thing about that is that none of the frames capable of status pausing are tanky enough to benefit from the health regen. For example, if Chroma could do status pausing, then it would be incredible because he has the health pool and the armor to make that health regen valuable. But the frames that can do status pausing, which is my video that came out today, which you should totally check out after this, the frames capable of status pausing, like Frost, and again, Gar is kind of tanky, but it's also harder to do her pausing. And then Atlas can kind of take advantage of it, but he also has a motivation not to run Lifestrike. It doesn't fit that well on the frames that can actually do status pausing. So even though it's a cool thing you can do that like 5 people commented, if you actually tried, like actually put it in a build, and you won't be as excited about it. It's actually a lot of work for something that is not that good on the frames that can do it. If you could just do it on any frame, then it would be really good, because indeed the Lifestrike thing will just heal you constantly without consuming energy for the duration of the slash proc, which is good, but you have to have enemies that are pretty high level. At those levels, the frames that can do status pausing will just die most of the time, and it still requires a bit of setup that is a little unreliable. So it's not that big a deal. A lot of people have said that like it is a world changer, and it's just not. It's really not. But you should go check out that video, because that tactic is really cool. It's just not it's not actually that useful when you actually do it in an actual mission, but it is cool in theory. Which weapon seems to be the best after the buff? This one. Make this Amprex build and kill everything in the world. Just destroy it. Biggest upgrade from like pre-buff to post-buff definitely goes to the Phage. The Phage was like totally worthless before, except for maybe breaking crates a little bit, and is now like pretty insane for like a 0 forma. You could just build the weapon, put mods on it, and go. Like, it's really, really good. Specifically with these mods. Oh, the Phage. I can't believe this weapon is good. Like, I'm so ready for a world where this weapon is good. I am going to test how, like, what happens, like, what the trade-offs are with, like, removing one of these status mods and adding critical mods, because this weapon does have, like, passable critical stats. It should be a pretty big damage increase, and the way that the tentacles calculate status might be different than the way shotguns do, so I'm going to try it, and we'll see if it's any good. But yeah, the Phage for the biggest upgrade, and the Amprex for a weapon that was good and is now just like insane tier, like God Destroyer. Like, you pointed at a group of enemies and they cease to exist for all eternity, like in the blink of an eye. Great. So I'll see you all tomorrow at, again, around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Gur invited me to a raid. I'm literally about to get off. And thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoy the status buffs. There are a couple weapons I'm building. Again, the word is out in the Spectra. It should be very long range, but like only moderate damage. The Atomos is insane. Galaxian is really unimpressive. It honestly feels exactly the same as before to me. You know, better, but not meaningfully better. Yeah. Synoid Gammacore was good before and is good now, but doesn't consume a bajillion ammo. Unfortunately, I sold the Convectrix, but actually, thank you for reminding me. I could buy that. Ego, I'm not forgetting Limbo. It's just like, again, it's not as meaningful to mention. Folks, like, one thing that I do want to say is, like, what a lot of people do in the comments of content creators' videos and stuff is, like, if the content creator misses literally anything, even if the thing is, like, it would have been, like, kind of dumb to mention it, like, they're still like, but you forgot this thing. It's like, I don't, no one cares. It doesn't, if it doesn't help people, then I don't care about saying it, you know? I'm only saying the things to help people, so if it's not something that will help, then I don't I don't care about pointing it out. Like, I don't just want to, like, say smart things. I want to say helpful things, you know? And I admit, it is irritating to have people be like, but I know this smart thing. It's like, but is that a helpful thing? Or are you just bragging that you know it? Or, like, trying to make me feel like I got something wrong by missing it? Like, because people don't care about that, you know? Anyway, thank you all so much for being here. Totally good stream overall. I'm sorry for my little negative thought out into the universe, but hey, negativity is the spice of life. I'll see y'all next time. Again, next stream will be tomorrow at around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll probably just be doing more of this because there's still a lot to talk about. We basically just did like the obvious ones, and now we got to get into the jank. So I'll see y'all then.